Hi everyone, my name is Tabor Cope, and I'm going to be doing a video series on budgeting in the realm of personal finance. The video series is going to be in two parts. The first part is going to be what I'm going to call like budgeting basics, things that everyone should know in personal finances. The second part is going to be a spreadsheet or a tool that I've developed, a spreadsheet that incorporates those budgeting principles in your life. One of the things that I'd like to ask you at the beginning is to think about what is a budget. And think about that for a minute while I finish a little more introductory notes. The reason why I'm doing these video series is because I feel like our financial literacy is really poor in this country, and we can be better citizens and better community members if we are all more financially literate. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm not a certified financial planner, but the principles of finances that I'll be talking about in these videos are really basic. You can find them anywhere online, and a lot of the principles I'll be pulling from are from people like Dave Ramsey, which a lot of you may know. So there's nothing mysterious or magical about any of the things I'll be going over. But if I can explain them to you in a different way, a way that might help you understand them a bit better, then that would be my goal. So this is the first video in the series of the budgeting basics. And the question that I want to answer in this video is, what is a budget? Now, if we think about this, what do you think a budget is? Now, when I've asked people about this before in the past, then a lot of times they'll kind of say something like, oh, it's knowing where your money went, or knowing where you spent your money. And I like to say, yes, that is definitely part of a budget. So I'm going to say that's maybe one part of two parts of this answer. One is tracking where your money is spent. Now, this was maybe a little more difficult like 30 years ago when a lot of people used cash primarily for their financial transactions. Nowadays that we have credit cards and debit cards, we can usually get our statements online even, and we can see where our money was spent. So that's a little bit easier to do nowadays. But there's another really key piece to what is a budget. And the way I like to think of it is a true budget is planning on where you spend your money before you actually spend it. So let's write that up here. Plan where to spend your money before you spend it. Now this to me is the key piece a lot of people forget about. A budget is, again, not only just tracking your money, it's planning on where you spend your money before you actually spend it. It's changing the behavior of where you spend your money before you actually spend it. One of the other ways that people will put it is to spend the money on paper first. I would argue that if you aren't actually planning where you're going to spend your money before you spend it, you're truly not budgeting all the way. When you look through your transactions later on in the month and you go, oh, I wish I'd spent less money on eating out, or I wish I'd spent less money on new clothes or things like that, that's not really budgeting. When you figure out how much money you're willing to spend in different categories or different areas of your life before you actually spend it, that's when you're actually budgeting. The next video I'm going to be going into is, why do we want to budget? Why do we even want to incorporate this principle into our lives? You can go to my website, taborcope.com, and it's going to have a page there that's going to have all these videos on there explaining everything, and also have links to getting the spreadsheet template that I'm going to provide. Also, if you like this video, please share it with everyone that you know, and feel free to leave comments in the section down below or get in touch with me on my website at taborcope.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks!